Welcome to the Good Games Podcast, episode 157. This is a show where we talk about video games and gamer-related things. My name is Frank from Palmanso, and I'm your host. And as always, I'm joined by the co-host of the show. First, we have Alex Nunez. What's up, man?
Not much, man. I've been doing stuff, but not anything I think as exciting as you've been up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope you've been doing well otherwise.
I've been doing some interesting things. Probably stuff I can't talk about yet, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And we also have Khalik Dorset. What's up, sir?
Pretty good. Still thinking about some things from E3. There was some wild shit there. But, you know, I got nothing to say, Frank. No, we got to talk to you. We got to talk to you.
Wow. The man of the hour. No way. So it's no secret. I've been basically saying it for like the past 10 episodes, if you're a faithful listener, and you should be. But yeah, that I went to E3. I got the chance to go to E3 and I crossed that off my bucket list and I'm so happy. So I'm fielding questions now. So go ahead, guys. Hit me. Go ahead. Everything all at once. One at a time, though.
Okay. Alice, you could go first.
All right. Very quick. PAX or E3? Which one is better?
E3.
Okay.
E3, why is that?
E3 is better because E3 has more manageable crowds, surprisingly. The spaces, the space is a lot larger, so it can accommodate more while still not being crowded.
I heard the line situation was out of control.
The line situation was only out of control on getting into the convention center. After you were inside, then it kind of depended on what games that you wanted to try out or where you were. But honestly, the games that I played and got to try out, the max amount of time I waited in the line was an hour.
Okay.
And that was because there were only 6 people ahead of me. So, but the thing is, with that game, you were only allotted 10 minutes. You were allotted 10 minutes per person, so that's kind of a long,
But
try.
there was a lot of long lines there. Like I heard people were like waiting almost like 4 hours for stuff.
So again, that's where it depended on the game. So Destiny, like the first day, Destiny 2, yeah, you were waiting like 3.5, 4 hours.
Whoa. Are you trying to tell me that you did not play Destiny 2?
I was not waiting in a line for 4 hours to play Destiny 2.
I gave you one job, son. You're supposed to give me a first report, an account of what Destiny 2 is like. I need to know. All
right. Don't get me wrong. I would have liked to have played Destiny 2. I shot a video. Of it being played. I got to watch it being played. But, all right, the convention center is only open for 8 hours, from 10 to 6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So waiting 4 hours in a line for one game is half of your day.
Yeah.
Then you might want to try another game, maybe of a similar type, like Call of Duty, for example. That was also there.
Yeah.
Call of Duty was also a 4-hour wait. You basically could, if you hit those 2 games, that was it for the day. And you might not even get to hit Call of Duty because the convention center would close.
Mm-hmm. So outside of the show floor, what is there to do at E3?
Yeah, I wanted to ask that.
So outside of the show floor, the convention center is just like super large. So there's so many things to do, so many booths to visit. But outside of that, they have the Coliseum, the E3 Coliseum, which is where they have they had a majority of their panels. So was
that the only panel room?
Technically, yes, but they had different rooms in the Coliseum. So, but the building itself, that was where all the panels were held.
Okay.
So they had like the Hideo Kojima panel, which was kind of like spur of the moment.
Okay.
And they had like the Square Enix panel. They had panels for basically all of the, the big 3 and the other presenters. But so there was that. And then you also got the chance to go to the PlayStation Theater, which was inside the show floor, but it wasn't like a gaming sort of thing. Like you couldn't have a hands-on experience with the game, but you could see like live demos of certain games. So they had for example, they had a live demo of Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to attend a live demo of Spider-Man.
Wow.
And I just have to say I'm totally on board for that game. I was before, but I'm like super on board for that game now. I can't wait another second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the live demo of Spider-Man was like awesome because it was like in a theater setting. Like it was like 65 people to a theater, I believe, or 50 to 65. Mm-hmm. And then like you had a person like playing the demo of the game, or at least demoing like that. It was the same demo that you saw in the E3 showcase, but it was actually being played by someone and like in your face, and you couldn't take pictures, you couldn't do anything in there, but you could just watch, and I was fucking blown away. Like, oh my god!
Was there anything in that demo that's different than what they showed on the PlayStation?
No, it was the exact same thing. Okay. It was the exact same thing, but I will say that the person playing the demo in the theater was a hell of a lot better than the person or what they showed, the video that they showed at the conference.
Okay.
Was it Intihar that was playing?
No, it was not.
Oh man, I'm just geeking out because I used to be a big 1UP fan back in the day, and he was a part of that crew. He was editor on EGM, and now he's directing the fucking Spider-Man game. I'm like,
yeah, no,
shit.
It definitely was not him. But I would say the person playing the game knew his shit. Like, he knew exactly what to do, where to go. There was one point though when he was chasing down the helicopter that he kind of got stuck on like a billboard and the roof. And so he kind of like had to like navigate his way. But like, with the quick web shooting, he was able to be out of there in a couple of seconds. But that was a couple of seconds there where the action just kind of slowed down drastically because he was trying to get out.
Okay. So I think I have one last question.
Yeah.
So outside of the panels, was there anything else? Like, was there any like free play areas or stuff where just people could congregate and do other stuff, like nerdy stuff together?
Yeah, well, the show floor basically served as all of that, but they did have a food court on the second floor of the convention center, and that was kind of a place where people congregated. Then on the third floor, they also had like the press rooms, like the media briefing rooms. So, that was for like the big wigs. You couldn't really go there if you wanted to. Well, you could, but you could only be outside of it.
Yeah, I heard that stuff wasn't well segregated because people would be showing up at like random outlet, like, "Hey, is this the GameSpot booth? Can I show up?" And I'm like, "No, you don't belong."
Damn sure, damn sure you can't. Nah, but they also had one other area. I forgot what it was called, but it was basically like a little bit of a museum of like video game like artifacts per se. I want to say, and they had like this museum was pretty wide open. And it was also in the convention center. So you could just kind of like walk through that, and people were congregating there because there was just way more open space there. But the show floor for the most part was what served as the sort of like meeting grounds for people. I struck up a lot of conversations with people waiting online for some games, and yeah, that's pretty much what it was with that.
Okay.
All right, I got a few questions.
Yep.
One.
Yeah.
Well, how was the food situation there? Because I got to know.
Oh, God. Okay, so so they did have that food court, right? They also had vendors, kind of like in Comic-Con, they had vendors on like the outskirts, like the corners and the back walls.
Yeah.
So they had similar vendors there. They had like I don't know, a hot dog place and a pizza place and stuff like that. But the food situation, it was very similar to that, just less of it. Me personally, I honestly just didn't eat while I was in there. Okay. And I just basically walked because the convention center is very close to like things.
Yes.
So you could literally just walk outside and walk like a block or two to like a food place. And, you could just get food out there and then come right back in.
Okay. All right.
So
second question, longest time you're online for anything?
1 hour.
For what?
Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay. How did that go?
Oh, man. Well, I got to tell you a story. I got to tell you a story. Now, I've told the story before, but I got to tell you guys the story. I don't care. I don't care. But, so, all right. So I'm waiting online for Super Mario Odyssey, right? By the way, the game is fantastic. I spent 10 minutes playing that game. And I literally did nothing. Like, that's how big it is. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how like intimidatingly large this game is. So, all right. So I'm waiting online, and I actually met up with a friend of mine from high school, and I'm like, the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, same fucking reason you're here. And I'm like, ah. So I'm talking to him, and I'm talking to this other guy that we just started talking to online. We were talking about Final Fantasy or something. And so my back is to like the larger part of the line. Like there was a big line and a small line. And the big line was the people that wanted to play on like the big TV screens. And the line that I was waiting on was the people to play it just on the Switch, like the portable version. So I was like, I don't care. I'd just rather wait a shorter amount of time. So my back was to the bigger line. And then there's this guy that comes and he puts his hand on my shoulder and he's like, excuse me. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And so I didn't look at the guy. And so I just moved forward so the guy can pass. And so the other guy that we were talking to, he looks at the guy as he's walking away and he looks at me and he looks at the guy and he looks at me and I'm like, what? What's wrong? Because he had that look, the look on his face. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, that was Charles Martinet. And I'm like, what? No. Oh my God. And so I look and the guy, and he was gone. Like he was trying to leave. Cause I think what had happened was that he was doing a lot of photos with people in another section of the Nintendo area, which is also large, massive area. Nintendo's area alone is basically the size of PAX East. That's what I'm saying. So Charles Martinet fucking turns the corner and I look and it's him. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, Charles Martinet just fucking touched my shoulder.
Wait, did you mean it was him or it's a him?
It's a him. It's a him. For those who don't know who Charles Martinet is the voice of Mario and Luigi.
And Wario.
And Wario. And Waluigi.
He's yeah.
Basically all of them. But yeah. And Peach now.
Oh,
but yeah. So Charles Martinet fucking touched my shoulder and he walked right by me. I was just like, yo, if I had fucking seen him, because I know what he looks like. If I had fucking seen him, I would have stopped him. I would be like, hey, let's go. I'm like, I need a picture because holy shit. Fucking Charles Martinet, yo.
That's so
I was imagining
crazy.
him like knocking you out. Let's go. He knocks you out Bob Barker style and
the price is wrong. But yeah. So that happened, and I was like, holy fuck. And it was crazy because like celebrities, like video game celebrities like that were just like walking around.
Yeah.
At E3. You know, there were a whole bunch of like YouTube personalities that were there, and I'm like, oh, that's this person. I'm like, that's Dashi. Mark actually met Dashi. Mark was also at E3, as you will hear. And, yeah, it was just like crazy, man.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, the third question is probably expected. If you know me. Frank, how hype is Dragon Ball Z FighterZ?
Yo! I have to take my headphones off.
Yo!
Fucking shit. Okay. Dragon Ball FighterZ, first of all, is a game of show for me.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Same here. Thank you.
Best game of show for me. I played that game like 5 times.
Okay.
Because that the wait on that line, the longest I waited to play that game was a half hour. And that was the first time. After that, it was like 10 minutes max.
Wow.
They had a lot of stations, they had a lot of people, and it was only like one round because it's 3-on-3 style. So, yo, Dragon Ball FighterZ, fucking incredible. I think, and this is personal opinion, but I think it might be shared by a lot of people. But I think that Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to change the game of fighting games forever.
Yes.
Like forever. Like this is it. Like this is like a perfect culmination of like the game that Dragon Ball Z fans have been waiting for and the fighting game that fighting game fans have been waiting for.
Yeah.
For like ever. Yo. And that game in action, it's so beautiful. It's so frenetic and fast and it's not confusing. And yo, game of fucking show for me. By far. And there were some great fucking games there.
I mean, I knew obviously you as a big Guilty Gear fan. A big Guilty Gear fan. It's huge. And like just seeing everything. I mean, the game looks like it plays like Guilty Gear a bit.
It not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. And that's what surprised me because I was trying to do like Gatling combos. Nope, that wasn't working.
Okay.
I was trying to do like Magic Series stuff. That really wasn't working either. So it kind of has its own system, but you'll get used to it super quickly.
Okay.
And yo, oh my God.
I mean, I just got to say, I mean, just reiterating your point, this is going to be the gap between the normal fighting game community and anime fighting game community.
Yep, it's going to bridge it. It's going to bridge the gap, and we're all going to fucking come together.
Yeah, I'm just glad to know that I live in a world where Dragon Ball Z is a game of the show candidate. and everyone
candidate.
feels the same. It
is game of the show. It is game of show. I'm not even sure if it won the award or not, because there were, when you walked around E3, there were like, they had these like little certificates on each game station, saying like, nominated for best of show, best of E3, and so on and so forth. And Dragonball FighterZ was one of them.
Yeah, dude. I'm just happy to hear, somebody I know that played it.
Khalik.
I cried. I actually cried when that announcement happened. I knew it was coming out.
Khalik, I wish you would have been there.
Oh, man.
You should have fucking gone, dude. You would have spent all fucking day there. I promise you.
I wouldn't have left. I'll be a fighting game master afterwards. It would have changed me.
Yo, the first day, so that's the day I played the game 5 times. The second day, I spent time pretty much on the other end of the convention center.
Yeah.
And so that's when I did the Spider-Man live demo, the theater.
Yeah.
And so I rushed back to play Dragon Ball FighterZ from 5:30 to 6, just to get as much time with it as I could.
Yeah.
Before they close for the day. Yo.
Look,
my God.
Like, I honestly,
you have no idea.
I just think, I haven't been this excited for a game since I was a teenager. Seriously. Like, I don't know. Just everything about it seems so cool and interesting and hype.
Oh my God.
It seems like the hypest game ever made. Like, I don't know.
Yo, that's the thing about the game. It's so fucking hype. It's ridiculous. Like the speed and the power moves and the fucking animation, and it's just Dragon Ball Z characters. And they only had 6 characters available, like the same 6 you've probably seen in all the videos, right? But imagine how many fucking characters they're going to put in that game.
Yeah. Funny enough, they said they're in mid-development. And so they just put the most normal characters at E3.
Yeah.
So they said they have all types of different variations of characters. Like,
I imagine.
Very unique fighters.
They had 3 heroes, 3 villains, but the 3 heroes were all like Super Saiyan up, right?
Yeah.
And they could, I'm assuming they can have them in regular form or evolutions. Like one of Goku's specials is to go Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
And then he has not a completely different moveset, but a somewhat different moveset when he's Super Saiyan level 3. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I've seen this stuff like Golden Frieza, and I was like, is that an install?
Yep.
Like
Golden Frieza. It is basically a dragon install. But he stays golden. The thing is, he stays golden. So it's more like well, you guys probably wouldn't know. But yeah, basically he stays golden through the rest of the match, which is, probably won't last very long.
Okay, I'm gonna stop here because I'm gonna start crying again.
Oh my God, Khalik! I wish you were there for that. You would have spent your whole fucking day there. I promise you.
There's like 5 things in life I wish I've done. And like going to E3 this year is one of them. Just to play that game, just for that game. So when it comes out, that's gonna be it. I know.
Thing that sucks. We gotta wait at least 9 months.
Yeah, early 2018. Hey, they're putting time into it, which makes me happy. Which makes me super duper happy. I'm
not happy about it, but I can wait.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy about it whatsoever. I want to go back and play the fucking game. I don't want to see videos of this game anymore. Like, I've played the game. I had hands-on with this game.
Yeah, I've seen every analysis you could possibly can. I've seen like panel comparisons, the move sets. I've seen everything. Like I've done too much with this game. I need to stop. I just can't wait. Yeah, that's it. So
I can't fucking wait, man.
I'm just happy you experienced it. I'm glad.
How hype is Dragon Ball FighterZ? It's that fucking hype. It's that fucking ridiculous.
I wanted to be on main stage at Evo.
Please, you fucking can guarantee it's going to be at Evo next year if they happen to release it after before Evo. You fucking goddamn right, it's going to be at Evo next year.
Good,
guaranteed.
Good.
They're gonna kick out one of the lesser games, like maybe Killer Instinct. If I don't know if Killer Instinct came out with season 3, but I'm not sure if they're gonna make it again this year. But they might kick out one of the anime fighters, like they'll kick out Blaze Blue, most likely, to make room for Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Man, that'd be so funny. Guilty Gear. Oh, I think I told Alex this. I don't know if you heard this, but Dragon Ball Z Guilty Gear sales went up.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Yeah,
people want to get used to the Arc System Works type of anime fighter-ish game. So, yeah, Guilty Gear sales shot through the roof.
10,000 in 3 days. Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty big. So it's coming. It's good. Yeah. I'm not gonna say
this is almost a whole year before the game is coming out. So you imagine? Oh my God.
Yeah,
I can't fucking wait.
I'm afraid. I have literally.
I'm scared too because I think like I might be like fuck all the other fighting games because we are in another fighting game renaissance right now. But fuck them all,
dude. I found out
fuck them all. This is the fucking game, man. This is it.
I found out how Google Alerts works, and I have a Dragonball FighterZ like ready. So when something comes out, I know. I just need to know, but it's okay. The game's gonna be great. I'm glad you touched it.
I touched it.
All right, I don't really have too much more to say.
Game of show. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay,
game of show for me. I played that game more than any other game at the show, and that's not just because I wanted to, but because I could. And it unbelievable, so fucking good. This is it. That's what I'm gonna. This is it. Excitement. Get
okay,
hype.
for real. I have one last question.
Yeah.
Which is basically my first question. But E3 or MagFest?
Ooh.
Oh shit! E3.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. MagFest is right under it. I'm gonna, and for its own reasons, but I'm gonna just say right now, E3 is the best show I've ever been to. Period.
Interesting.
Is it just because of the hype of the new stuff?
Nope. It's because of the way everything was structured and laid out, and the events that they had, and the games you could play, and the atmosphere. Everything about it was near perfect for me. Like that's the kind of show that to me epitomizes a video game convention or conference. Like this, that's it. Like I didn't think I could get better than MagFest, but pretty much since the first day, I was just like, this is it. This is the best. And it's not because I was like, oh my God, I'm at E3. No, I'm like, I was looking at it critically and I'm like, yep, this is it. Like, this is the best fucking show I've ever been to.
Wow.
You know, it's not like overly crowded like New York Comic-Con. It's not like super wide. Well, it's wide open, but it's not like wide open to the point where you kind of feel like lost or you kind of like, oh my God, like, how far is it to get to the next thing? You know, like it's perfect. Like it accommodates all the people. There are panels going on. You got the celebrities walking around. You got the fucking, like, you got the swag that they gave out. Like, yo, those is some top flight shit. You know?
It's still early days though too, so I'm curious how they grow if they're able to keep up with demand. If numbers grow year after year. Well,
I mean, supposedly, you know, they let out 15,000 passes for the public, which were gone in like you know, like a little while. But there's a bit of I honestly think it's gonna be like 50-50 that they're gonna do it again. I'm not sure if they're gonna do it again because it's about the money. But then again, if the people that are like, you know, the media and the press, if they give like feedback saying, oh, we don't want those peasants here with us next year. And if that has more influence, which I think it does to some degree, then they're probably going to either offer less passes or just not do it again.
I think if anything, they might just do like what other, like what TGS and Gamescom do, where they have specific days just for press.
Just for press.
Then open it up to the public in the later days.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they definitely don't want to make it available to the public entirely. Like, you know, have more public passes available than press, because, you know, with the public, it's a weaker investment if you invest all in the public, because, you know, the press have more influence and get the game sales going, you know, and get the word out. Whereas public, it's like, you know, maybe some of them might do it, but it's only a very small percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll make more money, but really, how much more money will they make in the long run if they do that? You know, so I'm thinking that it'll be, if anything, if they did like how this worked out, they're just going to do it again and just see how it works out in coming years. And, you know, maybe have the amount of passes grow or shrink depending on how things work out.
Yeah. It'll be fun to watch. See what happens.
Yeah, and you guys, seriously, don't fucking if they offer it again next year, we're fucking going.
Okay.
We've got to fucking go. Like, come on.
I want to go, but I mean, we've got to see. Like, things might happen. I don't know. I like to err on the side of caution, but
of course, obviously, but come on, you can't live life like that all the time. This is E3.
No, of course not. But I also want to go to Evo. I got to go to Evo too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
There's a lot of things to do, man.
Yeah, shit. Dragon Ball FighterZ next year.
Word.
Oh,
Evo.
oh, now I have to go to Evo. Oh no, that's it.
I still want Pirate Evo.
Yo, if that game gets to Evo and Dragon Ball FighterZ, I'm like, yo, what is the point of Evo again? Like, let's just play these 2 fucking games. That's it.
Look, man, I hope Pirate blows up, or is either going to be that or it's going to be some hotel stream. You're only going to get one or the other.
Yeah, Pyre, Windjammers, and Dragon Ball FighterZ. That's all I need.
Oh, come on, man.
That's all I need.
Stop, please. I'm going to buy Evo 2018 tickets right now.
Maybe throw one of those other fighting games in there, like Street Fighter 5 or something.
None of that matters anymore. It doesn't matter.
Seriously? I was being serious before. Like, fuck all the other fighting games. Like, once this game comes out, I'm sorry. That's it. I'm devoting 100% of the fighting game time to Dragon Ball FighterZ. Oh, guaranteed. Oh my God, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The teleports
do not do.
God damn it, so good. So good. But yeah, that's any other questions, guys?
Nah,
keep them
I'm
coming.
good.
No, I'm pretty good, man.
Okay. Well, yeah, E3 was something. Definitely, I would definitely say best show I've ever been to. Just because of all around, it's so good. MagFest is right under it because MagFest, what MagFest has over it is the scheduling. That's the biggest part of it. And also MagFest has the non-media influence. So you feel a little more, I would say, comfortable because at E3, one drawback to E3, I would say, is that there was a definite separation between like press and like everyone else, you know, like you could tell who was like, they even gave us like certain colored badge holders to identify us, you know?
Right.
So it's like, this is like straight up segregation. It's weird, but
plebe. You're a cool guy, plebe.
But yeah, man, it was but I mean, there was a clear separation there, but you know, they were friendly for the most part, but you know, a lot of them were there for work. Like this was work.
Right.
Yeah. They've got interviews to run to and appointments to get to.
Know? So, you know, we weren't trying to get in their way. We were just kind of trying to like, you know, enjoy ourselves. And, you know, all the people of like public, like you could tell like we all kind of stuck together for the most part. Like most of the public people were on the show floor. You know, and then some of them visited the Coliseum at certain times, I would assume. But yeah, man. But still, yeah, best show I've ever been to. It's going to be hard to top that. MagFest could come close if MagFest does something like kind of big. And then I'll be like, all right, MagFest is at the top now, but E3 is the best.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys got to go.
Well, I definitely plan on doing that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but I guess so. If you don't have any other questions, let's get started, right?
Yeah.
What we've been playing. And Alex, you're up first. And looks like you and Khalik are going to tag team on one of these. So,
oh, yeah.
So go ahead.
Well, the first thing I've been playing is a hotly released new Pokemon game called Magikarp Jump. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Dude, what the? I need to know.
Hell?
We will go.
Have you guys not heard of Magikarp Jump?
We've been going from the hypest shit in the universe to Magikarp Jump.
Magikarp Jump is so fucking hype. It is my life right now.
There's no way.
I love it.
I don't even believe you, but okay.
Please explain.
It's a free-to-play mobile game. It's available at least on iOS and Android.
Already off to a great start.
Oh, yeah. And, man, I didn't know that I wanted a Pokemon game centered solely around Magikarp, but this has filled an unknown hole in my heart. And I love this game. Just because of the silly factor. Because you're fishing for Magikarp, you're training them, increasing their jump power, and then the way you battle is you make your Magikarp jump against another Magikarp, and whoever jumps the highest wins. Because what else are Magikarp good for? Like, let's be real.
Pretty much nothing else.
So yeah, it's I love the sense of humor of the game. They like really lean into. They're very self-aware about like, you know, Magikarp being the dumbest Pokemon, and the sense of humor of the game like really leans into that. I really like it a lot. I love the art style too. It's got like this very simple like flat shaded look, and everything's like hand drawn, but it has like very thick outlines on it. Yeah, I just love that silly factor. There's like a bunch of random events that happen. So basically, the loop of the game is that you catch Magikarp. Now you have to train it. You can do that by either you can feed it food, which just randomly appears in its pond, and then you just kind of tap or swipe on all the food, and then you have like up to 3 training tokens that you can use. So you go to training, and then you can do a random set of like different training events, and like one of them is there's a jump counter. So imagine like a boxing speed bag that your Magikarp has to jump and hit the bottom of to make this counter go up to count how many times it jumps. And it's got to hit that real fast. And it's just funny just to see the Magikarp flopping around and hitting that jump counter. And there's another one where he can try and chop down a tree. I was like, just with his jumping ability.
What?
It's pretty good. It's pretty fucking good.
Oh.
Yeah, so then in between like your training sessions, sometimes a random event will happen. So, again, some of those are kind of funny. There's this weird guy that comes around and gives you a nugget, and he comes around and he says to your character like, "Hey, boy or girl," because it's not clear what you are. The character is purposely androgynous. You can't customize it, unfortunately, but you can't really tell the gender of the person, so the guy just like makes a weird comment about it, which I thought was kind of funny at first, but he keeps saying the fucking thing over and over again because I see him all the time. But he acts like this weird, creepy dude, and he gives you a nugget, and then like, okay, I just turned in this nugget for coins because what the hell else is good is this nugget for? And there's actually events that will rob you of your precious Magikarp, which I was shocked to find out when it happened, because there's one early event that I found where like there's your Magikarp comes upon a berry tree, and you have an option to either leave that tree or try and jump and grab some of that berry for your Magikarp. And I guess there's a random chance for something to happen. Either A, he grabs the berry and he gets more jump power, or B, a Pidgeotto swoops in, takes your Magikarp, and you never see it again.
What?
It's done. It's like you got to go back and get another Magikarp. All the hard work you put in that precious Magikarp that you named personally is all gone.
I'm going insane the amount of times you're mentioning Magikarp. But this sounds insane yet great, yet terrible yet great.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just perfectly nail what a Magikarp game would be, and the tone of sense of humor and everything. I love it.
I'm still kind of just trying to figure out if you're actually kidding. Like, I'm like legit. Everything real? I said about this game is 100% real. It is in this game.
This sounds like an April Fool's game. Like, if I didn't know any better, I would honestly think this game is fake.
Yeah, I would believe you too. But like, it's real, and it's got Nintendo's name on it. It's a perfectly legally licensed product.
Huh?
Yeah. It's insane.
So can I need to know. I know it's called Magikarp Jump. Is there at any point a way that your Magikarp can evolve?
I've seen that is possible, but from what I know, that is basically useless, because the whole point of the game is to make your Magikarp jump, but Gyarados don't jump. I would love to experience this firsthand, but I have not seen it. But that is my understanding. Is like you can do that, but it's a waste of time.
Like, you're selling me on the game,
right?
Because it's so dope. Yeah. It's so dope that I need
to stupid.
I need to see what this is. It's so. Oh wow.
Yeah, and like most free to play like mobile games, there's not a lot to it. Again, you're just kind of working your jump power up so that you can do the next event, because there are different leagues, and the way you compete in the leagues is you go through a series of opponents and try to beat them, and basically whoever has the highest jump power wins.
There is a Pokemon League for Magikarp fights. This is a real
Magikarp jumping. They don't fight.
Excuse me.
They just jump.
A Magikarp jump contest.
Yes.
I'm sorry. This is this like legit might be like I'm not knocking you, Alex, at all. This might be the dumbest game we've ever talked about on the show.
Knock him.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is really
it sounds absolutely ridiculous.
This is so dumb.
But at the same time, tell me you don't want to experience this firsthand.
I kind of do.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I want to say I know it's not. It doesn't sound cool, but it does kind of, because it's like the strangest, because we can only do one thing with this Pokemon. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Yeah.
My head is hurting. This is crazy.
It's great. You get a support Pokemon. Like the first one you get is a Pikachu.
For what?
I'll tell you for what. Because for one, he hangs around the Magikarp pond, and like every hour and a half or so, you can tap on Pikachu, and he will he basically give your Magikarp a small amount of jump power. And then when he goes to the battles to jump against other Magikarp, there's a random chance that Pikachu will cheer for your Magikarp, therefore temporarily increasing its jump power even more than it is already. So your buddy Pikachu, being the cool guy that he is filling your spirit, or your Magikarp spirit, with more gusto and more jump power, so that you can then beat an opponent that may have more jump power than you.
Is this drugs? Is this what drugs feel like? Because
it might be.
This is what
Which
drugs.
drug?
It's drug. This is wow.
The worst.
Okay. My brain. I'm actually getting a headache. But it's not you. Just the concept of this whole universe and lore around me, around these Magikarp battles.
Yeah, there's this one town that all they do is raise Magikarp to make them jump, and they have a series of leagues. They don't just have one league, they have a series of leagues around this one sport.
I feel like there was a Pokemon episode about this kid that didn't want his Magikarp to evolve.
I feel like there is one too.
And everybody said, man, you're really dumb. I think that kid loved Magikarp so much. No, and you know what? It is an episode. He did evolve. It did evolve.
He evolved it in the end.
At the end, but everyone was telling him, no, Magikarp is hella trash. For real. He's like, no, I swear it's gonna work. No.
Magikarp literally does nothing.
He does nothing. They actually gave him moves.
He can jump and flop. That's it.
His moves are splash, flail, and tackle. He can't do anything else. That's the same move 3 times, and one of those moves don't even
struggle.
work.
Don't forget about struggle, the universal Pokemon move.
His whole life is struggle.
I don't doubt that at all.
Oh man. Honestly, I as much crap as I'm giving this game, and I'm going to keep giving it, I need to know. I honestly just need to know. I need to see this in action. I got nothing more to say. Man.
It's a magical experience.
Okay, now we stop.
Okay, all right.
Never use Magikarp in the same sentence.
That's enough of that.
Disrespectful.
That's actually part of my favorite thing, is trying to come up with unique Magikarp names. And for a while, I was sticking with the Magikarp formula, but after a while, I just gave up. My favorite was Lethargikarp. I thought it was very apt.
Huh.
I'm not doing this.
But now I'm just naming it random shit. My current Magikarp is just called Spud.
I'm not doing this.
I'm not. Nope.
No.
I'm not about this.
Don't lie to yourselves. You know you want this.
Not really. The game, maybe. Not these puns.
Khalik, you gotta admit, this sounds a little compelling, though.
It's intriguing, to say the least. Compelling is never a word I'll use to describe Magikarp.
It's no, not Magikarp. Just the game surrounding.
There is a whole universe.
The Magikarp worship that's going on.
My canon, my brain is inventing canon where in the Pokemon games there is a Magikarp town, but even that this is hella trash. I'm out, and you never
stupid,
and you never have to go there for nothing. Hey, you don't have Magikarp battles? No. I'm leaving.
I'd rather sleep.
Yeah. I got this ho-oh. That's cool, I guess. But can he jump? What? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he could. He flies. It's not cool, man. You gotta get that Magikarp game on.
He does the best kind of jumping.
Yeah.
If you could get a shiny Magikarp in that game, that'll make everything great.
You can get a golden one.
You know what? All right, we're good. We're good. Same shit. We're done.
That's what it took. That's what
part
it took.
Of it. No, that's part of the game too. Each magic, you have a dex specifically for the Magikarp patterns, their skin patterns. Oh, and golden is one of them. And they have different calico patterns, and you're filling out your skin decks of Pokemon of Magikarp. Skins.
Okay? Are we? Are we? Okay. Is there anything else?
The only thing I will say is I've never seen an ad in this game. I believe you can view ads if you wanted to. There's I think a TV in the Magikarp pond, but I've never initiated that. So whatever. But also, this game murders your battery. So that's about it. I love Magikarp Jump.
And it's called Magikarp Jump.
Yep. Magikarp Jump on the iOS
Google
and Android stores. Yep.
Okay. Just asking.
Not a problem. But other than that, I've also been playing some Tekken 7 because all the fighting games are out now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I said I was going to hold off, but nah, son. Nah, son.
You jumped in as well.
I love me some Tekken. It's my favorite fighting game franchise. Had to get in.
I haven't played Tekken since Tekken Tag Tournament 1.
Wow.
And I don't know, there was hype around this. They're wrapping up the Mishima saga in this game, and I had to know. And this game may very well have the best button prompt of 2017.
Oh yeah.
Right in the prologue, you as Papa Heihachi, you throw Kid Kazuya off a ravine, and it's like, yeah.
Like
I'm gonna do this.
Like literally, it's almost like a mini demo showing you how to, like, the way the story mode works. You have the story assist, so it'll show you how to, like, which buttons, like left punch, right punch, left kick, and then the story assist, which does like an auto combo move for you. But every time you do it, like, Heihachi, like, literally kicks you super hard, basically saying you ain't shit.
Yeah,
you ain't shit. He does it like 3 times, and then at the end of it, it's like, all right, you can press this button and throw your son off this cliff.
And I was like, yeah, I'm all in. Let's go.
And that is like the beginning. That is nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that story mode is weird.
Yeah.
Each chapter is it starts off with like this, almost like this crudely done like motion comic thing with some voiceover, which is not great. There's voiceover from this like reporter that's writing a story on, I guess, on what's going on with the Mishima stuff, and that voice actor sounds very disaffected, sounds completely disinterested in what's going on. But then that's kind of coupled with like the high end like computer like CG generated graphics and all the cool cutscenes and all that you might be used to seeing in Tekken, and I don't know, like, especially after coming off of the Injustice 2 story mode, which was excellent.
Yeah.
This is like definitely lacking.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. Just to add to that a bit, I felt that, we're coming in the same way. Like, we both just played Injustice. They're still playing Justice. So coming into it, the story mode isn't that long, and the interesting about the story that it does its best to explain the Mishima bloodline and like how that works and how the relations go, but it doesn't really delve way too much into the Tekken lore. It's like, oh, okay, these people hate each other for reasons, and they're all kind of crazy. And it's like, okay, cool. And I didn't think it did a great job of that. I mean, the other thing about the story mode is that it doesn't really focus on any other characters.
Yeah, like at best you see like maybe half of the cast, whereas like Injustice 2 like almost goes out of its way to at least show off every single character. Yeah,
there's a point in the story, and Alex knows what I'm talking about, where, okay, normally this event is the crux of the whole game. And then in another cutscene is like, okay, that's not happening anymore. It's done. I was talking about in reference to, I don't know, how should I say this? The tournament's not a big deal. Let's just say that. Tournament's not really a big deal in the overall grand scheme in this game. Yeah, it really shows between not only then, but then because you can't play all the characters in the main story mode, they have these character episodes, which I've only played a couple, which were one fight only. And,
okay.
Yeah, and it knows you do the fight, which plays like a normal Tekken round of Tekken match, 2 rounds. And then at the end, you get this cutscene in, like, just still in the fight or, like, right after the fight. But then that's it. Doesn't really tell you much. Which, like, I was a bit disappointed, because usually Tekken games, you get the arcade ending, which is all kind of wild and crazy. But a few of them are kind of interesting, but I was just a bit disappointed in just, like, how much went into the story aspect of this game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, the story mode was kind of short. I forget how long it exactly took me. I want to say maybe 4 or 5 hours or so.
Yeah.
But part of that is because this fucking story mode is bullshit.
Oh!
The difficulty spike, I think it kind of starts ramping up around when you fight Akuma, or when you're fighting as Akuma for the first time. Like that big Heihachi versus Akuma fight that you've seen in like all the trailers and stuff. That I was all right with. Like, I lost a couple times, but I felt it was honest. But then there are other fights after that. Like, there's a specific character that starts regenerating health slowly, and the game doesn't really tell you that. And then once I realized that, I was like, oh, fuck this. And they're throwing a lot of like unblockable moves, and I'm not understanding why they're unblockable. It was like, oh my God, this fucking game. Like, I was like in rage mode.
Yeah.
Like, as I was about to pop off my rage art to use the Tekken 7 terminology, but fuck, that was like, oh my God. And then you get to the end, and that shit is just like, God damn, it's like near impossible.
Dude, like some of these characters, especially in the second half, have super armor that will eat all your moves.
Yeah.
And the game
like
doesn't...
all of them. Like, it's not just one hit of armor. It's like 15 hits of armor.
Yeah. And then what gets crazy is some of them are so juiced up that a few hits will take half your health.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh my God.
Like, it's nuts. So you go... I literally got so salty and mad. I went online and said, all right, how do I do this? And it just said, get good, son.
That's the response you expect.
Like, oh, so there's like no cheap way. It's like, nope, no cheap. You got to just do it.
That's what I did.
Most people online are liars when they say that. I swear to God, they're like, get good. And like they fucking know. Yeah. I know you didn't fucking do it too.
Like the best way, as of always, the best way to beat AI is to just cheese it out.
Yeah.
You got to cheese it out hard. And it's tough. And then once you finally like beat the story mode, you feel okay, even though like I thought the ending of the story mode was pretty lacking. But then I think I could talk about there's another boss after a special match after the story mode.
Yeah, you unlock an extra chapter.
Yeah, one extra chapter, one last fight, and that fight is so bullshit that I said I am good. I do not need to do this.
I beat the story mode and I saw that, like, oh, I'm done with the game, but I'll check that out of curiosity. And then I played like 2 seconds of it. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
No,
damn.
Yeah, it's not even like input reading. It's fuck you. Like, you cannot play. We're not letting you play the game. Like, you're going to lose. So yeah, it's it is funny. I mean, the thing I love about Tekken, I love that the story mode emphasized that like this shit makes no sense, like at all, and it amped up to crazy. Heihachi is a Superman.
I mean, he's always been like, he's just coming out of like volcanoes and shit and coming back from the dead. God knows how many times. Like, that's never really explained.
He's strong. That's it.
He is.
If the half the shit he went through in the story mode alone is like next level stuff that's better than all the stuff he's been in the other games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I was okay. And then, I mean, Alex, I don't know about you. I didn't really check out online. I did some of the treasure battle stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't check out any of the treasure battle stuff yet. I'm interested. What's that all about? I
mean, it was pretty cool. The treasure battle is pretty cool because you get to, like, you're really playing characters, so that way you can not only get like gold in order to unlock costume items, but sometimes you'll get a random item out of the battle.
Okay.
And I know
is it for that character or is it for like a random character?
It's random.
Okay.
So that's the thing. So sometimes there are some items that I'm not really sure, but I believe they might transfer over to other characters because because I see if you're looking at item lists, some of them just have the same stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of like universal items, but I know if you at least buy them, they're only for that. You only buy it for that character.
I see.
I don't know how the treasure. I would assume the treasure battle is the same way. Like it's only for that character. But
okay. Yeah, and then I jumped in arcade mode just a little bit. That's it was fun. It's good old arcade mode. I was kind of tired, and I got up to Kasumi. That's not a secret. She's the boss of the arcade mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was about as difficult as some of the stuff in the story mode.
Okay.
Some of it, like I think it was a lot fairer, but it was fun. It was honestly kind of fun. But I was just tired. I actually didn't beat her. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, there's some of the extra stuff, like they have every cutscene from every Tekken game.
Every game, yeah. Oh my God.
Every single one.
And the entire soundtrack from like all the Tekken games as well, at least on the PS4 version.
Yeah. The only stuff it's missing is anything related to Gon from Tekken 3. Like, that's it.
Oh, yeah. That's literally the only reason why they don't have like a like a Tekken 3 like remaster or like a reissue of some sort.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. The first thing I did, I went into the soundtrack settings and I turned it to the Tekken 3 soundtrack. And
you're right. Mm-hmm.
The staff roll was the first song, and I legit almost cried. I was like, oh my God, I'm back home.
Yeah, that
it feels
soundtrack
so
is
good.
amazing.
Yeah. For me, which did it was the I guess it's the demo reel. I guess this is what you call the attract mode. But yeah, like with the Tekken 3 attract mode, you see all the characters in Hwarong stage.
Yep.
Just doing their moves. I was like, there we go. That's what I grew up with. That's the stuff.
My only disappointment was that it was they made it into video and they didn't like render it like for real in the engine. But I probably like emulation issues would have been a factor.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's a lot there, and it seems like a pretty nice package. I mean, I don't have too much more to say, Alex. What about you?
I did. The other thing I did mess a little bit with the online. I did some like ranked matches just for the hell of it. The net code seems to be good. I haven't played a lot of matches, but once you're in there and playing against somebody, it's okay. But getting there is kind of a problem. I know they have patched it recently. I don't know if it fixed any of these issues that I had, but like when you go to ranked mode, you basically it's kind of like the Street Fighter 4 mode where it's like, okay, you hop into ranked and it's going to find a couple of people, anybody who's playing, and then once that list comes up, you have to select that person or a person from that list to play against. And then you hope to God that they haven't already been matched up with somebody else. Because if they have, and like 99% of the time, when I selected somebody, it said like, oh, can't match up with this player. And I'm like, bitch, I just want to play a game. Just match me up with somebody to play the game. And yeah, it's just very frustrating just to try and get a match. And then once you're in the match, it's fine. And then once the match ends, you have the option to do a rematch, which I think both parties have to agree to. But then if you do that, you have to wait like for a full another like loading cycle, which takes like almost a minute to do. And I was like, that we just played a match in the same stage with the same people. Like, why do we need to like reload the whole thing for so long? It's weird. But those are my really only hangups. Like once you're in there playing, it feels good. And yeah, I don't know, it feels good to just like mash out Tekken stuff. And I like this game.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk too much about the gameplay because it's pretty fair for Tekken. I think the game runs smoothly, very smooth, very very fantastic. I like the rage art, I really do. It's a nice little twist. The rage drive is really cool too. You know, like once you get some of that in there. Yeah. Oh, and well, aesthetically, I like the fact that they gave every character a new costume. I don't like every costume. I think some of them are terrible, but my favorite one is just Brian Fury, where like he's just all beat up and half his cyborg leg is showing. So it's honestly awesome game, awesome. Yeah, I would just check it out. I think I really feel like it seems to have a lot more positivity for people since like Tekken 6. Some people were divisive on it, but it's a pretty solid. It's a Tekken game. I think this is pretty solid. It's one of the best since either Tag 2 or 5. Yeah, I don't know how people feel about 6, but like I think it's the best as 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
My other main issue is that it does not teach you how to play the game.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, because if you look at like the trophy list, they make mention of certain things like screw attacks or screws in a combo or something. I don't fully understand what that is. I've seen it in like online stuff, like trying to teach you how to play the game, but the game doesn't make mention of what that is. And my understanding is those are basically combo extenders, and I have no idea how to fucking do that shit because the tutorial doesn't say anything about that. So I was like, oh, okay. So the game doesn't like teach you high level stuff like how to play Tekken.
I forgot about that. Like, that's the funny thing. I've played Tekken for years. I played every single game except Revolution, and I've never realized I didn't know that terms. Like screws and power crushes. I'm like, what? I didn't know. I just had no idea. I just thought it was just Tekken. I didn't think these had like words associated with it. So, yeah, I mean, that's honestly the biggest gripe. I wish if there's something they can include in there, is that maybe better character stories, but definitely a tutorial. So it seems to be the only fighting game that's not doing that. Yeah. It's
very bare bones, but like Tekken 7 is dope, and apparently also the PC version is supposed to be really good. So if you're into that's something to look forward to. But yeah, that's Tekken 7. That's what I've been playing.
Cool. You guys, I also own Tekken 7.
Oh my god!
Why didn't you tell us?
Why didn't you say anything?
No, I actually haven't legit played it yet. Well, I did play it at E3 for a little bit, but I got my ass kicked. And I'm like, this is weird. So, but yeah, I also own the game, but I will be playing it soon-ish.
Sweet.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome.
But yeah, okay, cool. So, Khalik, you're up with the next game. So what you got?
Yeah, so I've been looking forward to this game for a while. Not necessarily a new game, but it just became available very recently in the PS4. I've been playing Marvel Heroes Omega Beta, an open beta for the game Marvel Heroes. It's a Diablo style game that's been out for maybe like 4 or 5 years at this point.
Yeah, on PC, right?
On PC. And they've decided to create a console version. And it's been in closed beta for a very long time. But now they've just introduced the open beta and been getting into it. And I gotta say, so it's a lot of fun. There's a few things. One, the graphics, you can tell that it's a bit dated. They apparently did a graphics update just to coincide with the Marvel Heroes Omega release. But there's still some things there that you could tell that it's been a few years. It's been a few years, no matter how many touch-ups you can do. So, that's cool. Also, there's X-Men characters in the game, which that's not, because of the recent embargoes, that's something that's insanely rare. Mm-hmm. I believe there's only 2 Marvel games that actually allow you to play with the X-Men. And they were made.
That's one of them.
Yeah, with this and I believe Contest of Champions on mobile devices.
On the mobile, yeah.
Yeah, because they were made before a special embargo.
Yeah.
So playing it, the first thing that it reminds me of is Marvel Ultimate Alliance, or the X-Men Legends games, but instead of playing as multiple heroes, you get one. You get one, and you run through these levels, and they have 8 attacks assigned to, well, it's 4 face buttons, and then you press like a modifier button, like L2, and you could use 4 more attacks, which is all customizable. You can choose which attack goes to which. But that ends up happening through like leveling up and getting certain things. And the game, well, the basis of the game, it seems to be that Dr. Doom stole something. You need to beat him up, and you're going to get this team of people. But you don't get to create a character. You get to play as a Marvel hero, and you see many Marvel heroes running around the map, which the game explains that there's time shenanigans happening. So you're just going to see a bunch of copies of yourself sometimes to deal with it. So I said, okay, I'll leave it alone. And it was actually cool when you're in the main hub, which is Avengers Tower. You'll walk around and whatever character you're playing has a line of dialogue for each character. And it's random, so you don't really know like what they're going to say. So that's kind of cool. But the gameplay itself, I mean, the game runs fine. It's very reminiscent of Marvel Ultimate Alliance if you played those games. I personally think it's a bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
So when you play it and you beat characters up, you get gear, and you can equip the gear onto your like character. Each character has their own specialized gear, so it doesn't seem to be many that share characters. Well, actually, let me take that back. Whenever you beat like a boss character, for instance, they have these relics or amulets which are going to attach to your character, which is any one in the game. But beyond that, everyone has very specialized equipment, which you can go to stores and sell, so you could get like bigger gear and bigger items to craft gear. And it seems to be okay so far. I feel that the game is just way too easy at the moment. I don't know. I don't know if it's the specific characters I've been playing. So when you get the beta, if you have PlayStation Plus, you can get Daredevil for free.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool. It's Daredevil. I have no problem with Daredevil, and he actually has an interesting system, which I didn't get into. That most characters seem to have their own gameplay system. Where, for instance, Daredevil, he needs to get stamina and combos going in order So, for instance, he'll do a bunch of moves that are basically work like a jab in a boxing match, that you'll build that combo meter up so then you can use a finisher afterwards.
Okay.
And not every character works that way. Like some characters, so if there's a lot of characters that have energy meter, then Daredevil have a stamina meter. So, because that's the way his play is based around. Because or our combos, but not every character has the same thing. And Captain America is pretty standard fare. Like he doesn't have any type of real crazy system. So for me, he was a go-to easy guy I could start with. But what's cool is you can pick a bunch of heroes. You don't have to start Captain America. They give you a choice. Some of the more popular heroes are more expensive. For instance, Deadpool, Wolverine, and Spider-Man seem to be the most expensive characters at the start.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't really buy. You can't just get characters because it's a free game. There's going to be you can do some microtransactions if you want, and you can pay for these bits, these like multiversal bits, which allow you to buy a character. But if you just wait, you can collect them in the game. It just takes a bit of time.
Of course.
Yeah, and you can join with other characters. You know, get a little raid going, drill some parties. It seems pretty cool. The game is still in beta, so there's some UI issues. For instance, sometimes the text overlaps each other, so I can't really see what they're saying. Or I can't read certain item descriptions, maybe because the text is small, or they didn't work the bug out yet. But it's pretty much a complete game so far. There seems to be like 5 levels of difficulty. My only issue is it's just a bit simple right now. I would like to go further, but if it stays at the same difficulty level, I might not want to go the distance and try to train my character up to a high level because there's nothing else to do at the moment. Like, they give you these zones that are like acts. And once you beat the act, you can go back and beat the act at a higher difficulty. But that would imply I don't want to keep doing the same act over and over to get a strong, to have more fun with the game. If you understand what I mean? So, yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. I would check it out. It's a free game. It's a free game. If you were interested in the Ultimate Alliance games, it's the closest thing that's out right now, except buying the Ultimate Alliance remasters. Re-releases. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Right, I'll go back to it, check it out a little bit, and like hopefully it gets a little better soon. Not a bad game, but it just needs a little push. Just needs a little push to get like great.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but my takeaway is that like maybe the difficulty thing is maybe just like something out of like Diablo because it's basically that game.
Okay.
And I've played very little of Diablo, but like from what I have played, it's like again I've had the same thing where it's like it feels very easy, but I think the more rewarding gameplay is on like the higher difficulty levels, and I'd assume once you reach end game with a character, maybe there are like new things that you can do that are probably more interesting to do from a gameplay perspective. But that's pretty much just speculation on my part. But
well, that actually adds. It does. It's interesting you say that, and I forgot to mention this, but when you level up characters, there's like 4 menus that you can't access because you're not a high level.
Okay.
And they're low. And apparently those things add more special abilities or traits to your characters, but it takes a really long time to get there. For instance, the lowest level doesn't activate till maybe level 32 or 36, and they increasingly get higher. So I think some of them might be 72 before you access that menu. So yeah, you could tell. And that's just with that one character. So you have to keep doing it for each and every one. I would hope there's a way to level them up faster, but yeah, if that's the case, Diablo, I guess that's par for the course for this genre of game. So yeah, if I just really would like it to amp up a bit. I understand it's free, so they want like children to get into it and just understand how it is. It's Marvel; people love the heroes, but I just need a challenge.
I hear you.
Yeah, so that's it for me.
Cool, man. Thanks. And so lastly, for what I've been playing an interesting little game called Catherine, which actually came out a while ago. And the reason I started playing this game is because nobody told me, and I'm holding you guys accountable for this too, but nobody told me that this is made by the same team that did Persona.
Hold on, Frank. With your affliction,
go ahead.
With your affliction, I would have assumed. I just you were looking into all the Persona games. I know, big fan. I just naturally, and I know Alex. I'm going to speak from here. I just would have imagined you would have heard of this game and known.
No, I know about this game. I just wasn't aware that it was the same director, same director and writer, same character designer, same composer.
Have you?
Well, I'm sorry, but I wasn't aware that you weren't paying attention.
Well, I'm sorry, but you guys should have told me. You guys should have told me. You knew how obsessed I was with Persona. You could have said, well, there's another game that you could try after you finished. But yeah,
I just thought just from looking at it, and especially if you look at the DLC of Persona 5, this Catherine DLC.
I know. That was my first clue. That was my first clue. I'm like, how is Catherine in this game? And then my second clue is I'm like, the same composer? Well, I should just get it just for the music. And then I saw the same. I'm like, fucking shit. So... yeah, Catherine is have you guys played this game?
No.
No. I think I may have played the demo, but that was about it.
Oh, okay. I think it'd be up your alley, Alex. It'd be a really good game that you might be interested in. So Catherine at its core, is a puzzle game. A very difficult one.
Yeah. That's just part of the reason why I'm like, nah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very difficult puzzle game. Basically, the character Vincent, you're stuck moving cubes. You're stuck moving these cubes, and you can push them, pull them, or hang from them. And moving the cubes in certain ways create different paths, like different stairways, different landing points. You know, you can hang and like shimmy over to other cubes, and so you really have to like think. You have to think outside the box. But yeah, so puzzle game, super difficult. I mean, like I got like stuck seriously at certain points where I was like spending like almost an entire day trying to figure out like one level. And yeah, because I mean, they obviously increase in difficulty, and it's kind of hard from the start, but then they just increase in difficulty, and when you get to like the clock tower stage, which is the sixth day, is like extremely difficult. And let me back up a little bit. So the story of this game, the reason why you're in this situation to begin with, is that it's about this character. His name is Vincent Brooks, and he has this girlfriend. Her name is Catherine with a K. And he's seeing her, but he's kind of like, he's kind of like going through the motions. He's not sure what he's really doing with his life or whatever. So he goes to the bar every night to get drunk. And while he's at the bar one night, he meets this girl named Catherine with a C. Also the title of the game was Catherine with a C. So he meets her, he starts talking to her at the booth, and she eventually gets really comfortable with him, and then she kisses him. And so then he winds up cheating on Catherine with a K with the other Catherine. And then basically once that happens, every time he goes to sleep, he has these nightmares where he's in this like he's in this like tower, and on each level of the tower there are like these sheep people, but at first he thinks they're sheep people, but then they keep alluding to that they're like actual people, and later on in the game you realize that they're actually people that you've seen before in the regular world when you're awake. And so going through the tower, you have to basically make your way up the tower using the cubes that are laid out for you. And they start teaching you like different techniques along the way as to like arrange cubes in a certain way to create like the stairways. And so they start naming these techniques. Like there are some really interesting ways to like arrange these cubes. I'm like, it's just so simple, but it's like, wow, it's really not. So it's really intricate with such a simple concept of just moving cubes around. And you're kind of thinking like, well, you can take forever, right? Well, not really, because the ground below you crumbles after a while and disappears. So you're kind of on a timer to make your way all the way up to the top. Also, at the end of every day or every area, there are boss battles. So basically, there's like a boss that's also chasing you up while the ground is crumbling under you, and the boss also can affect different parts of the tower that you're climbing.
Jesus.
So it's pretty intense, actually. Some of the boss battles, I'm like, fuck, because you're trying to think, but the boss is like fucking with you, and then you have to worry about the ground crumbling from underneath you. And there's different types of properties with the blocks that you can move, and there's so many things. So this game is the thing that drives most people forward, I think, with this game is the story. You kind of want to see how it ends up. Like basically throughout the game, you have to make these choices by answering these questions before you start a level.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right.
When you answer the question, basically they give you this like meter. And like, if you're metered more towards the red side, there's a red side and a blue side. If you're metered more towards the red side, then you wind up going more in the direction of Catherine with a C. But if you're more towards the blue side, you're more going towards Catherine with a K. Basically, if you're a scumbag, then you're probably more inclined to go with Catherine with a C, the one you cheated with. Whereas if you're a decent person, you're probably more inclined to go with Catherine with the K. Because you're loyal and you want to stay together with the girl that you've been with. So throughout all of that,
do they like flag those I guess options with the color coded, or do you find that after you choose?
You find out after you made the choice.
Okay.
You find out, but I mean the choices are pretty obvious though.
Right, yeah.
As to like which direction you'd go to. Like I think one of the questions was if you were suddenly naked like in public, like, what would you do? Like, where would you hide? And one of the choices is like, well, I'm already out, so what? So what the fuck? Or the other choice is wherever I can. So obviously, if you choose like the one where it's like, well, I'm already out, then that's kind of like the scumbag answer.
Yeah.
But then if you choose the one that's like wherever I can, then that's like the more normal person's answer. So they ask you questions like that before you start every ascension to the top of the tower. And yeah, like the story is what keeps you going because the characters are all very interesting and the game is very well written. It's just I wish it wasn't just so fucking difficult in order to like get to the next level or the next day so you can see how the story progresses. But the game is very, very challenging. A very challenging puzzle game. I definitely recommend it. But if like super hard puzzles aren't your thing, then it might not be for you. But if you're like more than a casual puzzle person, then yeah, you might want to try this out because it'll test you. So.
Yeah, I like the puzzle aspect. My problem with it is the time limit factor. Like, I don't want that stress of like that time
having to worry about.
Like, hey, you got to do this right now. Pop quiz, hot shot. Do this Rubik's Cube right now, or I'll pop you in the skull. Like, no, I can't think.
Yeah. That's kind of, and when it gets to the boss battle, it's even worse.
Yeah. Like I was like so afraid to play the actual game that I watched a let's play of it. Like I think I saw 3 days maybe. 3 days that passed, at least in maybe the dream-ish world. But I mean, I'm so interested in the story because I wanted to ask you this. I've heard from the game, at least from what I was seeing, that I feel like there's a good person answer, but for the character Vincent, that's not really like he's clearly not happy in one of those relationships.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really. It's not really like a spoiler or anything. But I mean, Catherine with a K, which is the girl that you've been with, that you cheated on,
right?
She's not all that great. Like,
right? She's
not all that great. Like, she could do better herself.
Yeah.
Like she needs to have a bit of an attitude adjustment. Like, she's kind of being mean to Vincent. And so sometimes like you might be more inclined to be like, no, she's being such a bitch. So you pick like the scumbag answer to try to go with like Catherine with a C.
I'm going to rock out my cock out. Who's going to say anything about it?
But yeah, like you're right. It might not, the answer that you might pick like might not necessarily be like the choice that the character would go with, but they basically want to know what you thought. And they also, after every time you answer the question, they also do like a percentage of who chose what answer online and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been more inclined to do the normal person's answer, but at the same time, I think there are 3 endings to the game. So there's one where you go with Catherine with a K, one where you go with Catherine with the C, and there's an ending called Axis Mundi, which is basically right in the middle.
Okay.
So you have to carefully answer your questions, or just, I guess, one good, one bad, one good, one bad, all the way until you end up right in the middle, and there's a different ending to that.
Okay.
So,
actually,
I guess you go with neither of them.
Oh, sorry, Frank. I wanted to clarify. There are 8 endings to this game.
What the fuck? 8?
Yeah. There.
God damn.
Yeah. I don't want to say what they are, but there are 8 endings to this game.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That means I got to play this game more. But yeah, if I do play if and when I do play the game again, because I didn't expect to have the game this long, I didn't expect it to be this hard, but I am enjoying it. But when I do play the game again, I'm just gonna play it on easy mode because the difficulty doesn't affect the story.
No.
So
Yeah. Is it still PS3 only?
PS3 only. Yeah, unfortunately, I thought I was trying to get it on PS4, but yeah, PS3 only.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Cool.
been rocking the old PS3 for a while.
That's awesome. If you guys want to check out something really cool, you have to look up the Catherine Evo tournaments.
Yeah, I've heard about those.
Evil tournaments.
Evo.
Evo.
Yes.
Catherine was at Evo?
Yeah, because there's a versus puzzle mode. And
Oh, that's right. Okay.
apparently that shit gets super mega intense.
Oh, I can imagine. Dude, if there's 2 of you there, fuck.
Yeah. I see some very impressive side turny stuff. Oh, this is like main stage level of bullshit. Like this this is really impressive.
Yeah. No, but the like the techniques they show you are like really like wow, like some of them like basically the techniques that they show you, they tell you like, "Hey, I've discovered this new technique" when you're talking to the sheep people like in between every level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, "Hey, I've discovered a new technique." You basically had to figure that shit out on your own right before you get to that point. And so I get to kind of solidify like, "Okay, this is what this technique that you've already done is called." And it's like, God damn it, couldn't you have done that a different way? Like, why did I have to discover this myself, dying a million times?
Right.
Oh man, I don't know why, but you saying that just triggered more Picross stuff, and I've got an itch, and I don't know.
You know what? You know what? My Picross itch is it's itching even more now.
Do it. Do it. It's never a bad time.
I'm sure it's not as difficult as this game. But
It's
yeah,
more rewarding?
It is more rewarding. It's a lot more satisfying. You'll feel good about yourself.
Oh, good, good. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about Catherine. Fantastic game, honestly. The story is great, and that's pretty much my driving force. And the music is awesome because it's same composer as Persona.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Very interesting, very interesting. I never thought that I'd like this game. I saw it and I'm like, that's not me.
I'm just so surprised you had no idea.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm surprised you would see the game the way it looks and be like, nah.
I had no idea. No idea.
Like just look at a screenshot.
Actually,
like it looks like a Persona 5 screenshot. Like especially with them in the cafe and everything.
Yeah, seriously.
You know that I actually thought it was like a Suda 51 game. Like I thought it was more of his style.
I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a Suda 51 game, which is why I was kind of on my radar. I'm like, oh, it's that new game by Suda 51. But I'm like, wait, no. no. It's not him. It's Persona, the Persona team. So I'm like, okay. But yeah. It's good though. You guys should try it out. Alex, I think you definitely would be, you'd be more inclined to play it than anyone.
Yeah, I'm certainly intrigued.
Yeah, but all right. So let's move forward. And let's talk about headlines, let's talk about the news, and Khalik's going to take us through that. So go ahead.
All right, thank you, Frank. And as always, you can follow along on itchygeeks.com or in the show notes where we'll link every single headline we're going to talk about today. So first up, you guys remember Project Rap Rabbit? We were talking about the Kickstarter very recently.
Sure do, the rhythm game Dream Team project.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's unfortunate that this dream seems to be dead.
What?
No.
Yeah, so if you guys will recall, Project Rap Rabbit was a project between the creators of Parappa the Rapper and Guitar Man. And it was supposed to be the new Dream rhythm game, bringing rhythm games to the next generation. And it had a Kickstarter, and the project was about a little more than $1 million, 1.1 to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
But it was only able to pull in about 204,000.
Jesus.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems because there were some issues with the stretch goals, saying that when PlayStation 4 and Windows PC games, those are like very high up, and like the Nintendo Switch was the highest tier for a while. So then they reworked the stretch goals, but people just didn't like that, and it seemed to have affected how many people actually contributed to the Kickstarter. And the development team released a statement saying that they enjoyed working on the game, but at the moment they won't be able to do any crowdfunding in order to produce the game. So it's really disappointing. It's really disappointing. I really want to check this game out. I know you guys are huge fans of rhythm games and want to see it. And it sucks that this is just, for now, going to be on hold. Hopefully, they'll be able to get with a publisher or developer soon and make this game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a shame.
When they announced it was going to be a Kickstarter, I was like, no, don't do this. Stop. Because, I don't know. It feels like it almost feels like it's been like a fad for the Kickstarter games, and it has kind of passed because there have been enough people that have been burned by past Kickstarter projects. They're like people more hesitant about to like throw their hard-earned money at something that may not pan out.
Yeah, I think Mighty Number 9, we have to talk about it here, is very detrimental to the future of these types of games. And it's not just that, even a game like Yooka-Laylee, which had a lot of hype for Banjo-Kazooie like play, a lot of people thought it was kind of shallow and didn't have exactly what they wanted from it. So I get why people are hesitant. I get it. I mean, for instance, there's only one Kickstarter game that I wish I contributed to that's coming out soon, Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, that I hope that game will be fine. I mean, it's a Egovania game. He's producing it. And he doesn't really make bad versions of those types of games. So you would hope that it's okay, but there is that stigma in there. And I totally understand why people are hesitant. I think it's going to take a few more like not just high release, but successful releases before anyone really even want to touch this again.
Yeah. I just wish that this didn't need to happen, that they could get a developer or a publisher to get this out there, because I needs it. I needs this in my life. Or just make another Guitar Man. I'd be happy with that.
But you never know. Something like that might result from it. Like either they'll just say fuck it and make it anyway, if they find a publisher, or they just might make a sequel to one of the two franchises that they're known for.
Where are they going to get the money?
Yeah. I mean,
well, they have that money. They can do something with that, hopefully.
Well, no.
I don't think it's Kickstarter. They don't get that money unless they met their goal.
The goal. That's right.
Right. So if it was something like Indiegogo, that's exactly how that would work. But not necessarily Kickstarter. So it kind of stinks. I mean, the closest thing that might happen to it is what happened with Red Ash, which was a Mega Man Legends type game made by Kenji Inafune, being published by Kenji Inafune. Let's be a little clearer. Where that game had a Kickstarter and it had a demo video which looked like dog shit, and people decided not to give the money. So as soon as the Kickstarter ended, they found a publisher whose name escapes me right now. And so that game is in production somewhere, and hopefully that game actually comes out one day. So, what a shame.
And not looking like dog shit.
Yeah, and not looking like complete trash. But you know, these are two companies that know how to make a rhythm game. Like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, which is why it's such a shame. What could have been, you know?
We'll never know. But if you do want to know a little concept, they have a little concept video inside of the article, just showing like what this might look like if they had the opportunity. So just have that to, you know, quench your thirst just a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. So moving on, Nintendo Switch has dropped a new update on Tuesday, version 3.0. And there's some cool features, but the big one people are talking about is there's a vibration feature. So if you lose your Joy-Cons or you misplace them, on a console controller menu, you could use Find Controller, and there's a bunch of different vibrations that you could sound out, so that you could actually, you could kind of track where it might be. Your two Joy-Cons if you lose them. So, I mean, that's pretty cool here. And there's a little video of someone tweeting it out that it makes nice little music, so you can make beats. It's kind of almost like a soundboard. Yeah. So it looks pretty cool. And there's a few more updates here, which somehow the biggest one that people are excited about are there's 6 new Splatoon characters for the user icons.
Oh, for the user icons.
Which got a lot of buzz. Yeah. And you can add friends from your DS and Wii U friends list, which should have been from the jump. I mean, I don't have I don't have a Switch. I cannot really talk anything about it, but that should have been common knowledge. Should have been something.
I have a Switch, and I agree with that. That should have been done day one.
Yeah. So, but it's against Nintendo. They're still working on it. Hopefully, it's still early in their new online initiative that they're trying. So let's see what happens. Frank, I mean, I don't know if you've read any of this, but is there anything here that excites you? That's kind of cool?
The vibration thing seems kind of cool. But I'm just kind of like, why are people like losing their Joy-Cons? Like, what are they doing? Like, they just like play it. They just like use them and then just kind of throw them somewhere. And I'm like, why are you losing your Joy-Cons? Like, you should be able to either keep it attached to the Switch, attached to the grip, or just have them like strapped to your wrists.
Think like, of the kids, Frank. Think of the kids. The kids don't know that. They're gonna put them in the couch cushions and everything.
Oh my god!
You never lost a stylus? You never lost a stylus, Frank?
No.
Happens all the time.
I've never lost a stylus before.
Oh, you're a very special man then. Because there's a lot of people in this world that do this all the time.
You keep the stylus in the fucking holder that comes with that's like built into the fucking system that it's on.
You're not wrong, but people don't think like that. They don't think. That's the whole deal.
So, start doing other things while you're playing the game. You have the stylus in your hand. You maybe put it down somewhere
just
when you're doing the other thing.
You literally just slide it right back in there.
Ain't nobody got time for that, Frank.
Everybody has time. If you got time to pick up the system, the console, whatever it is, you got time to fucking take the little pen and put it inside.
Nah, man, I gotta go on the gram. I gotta let them know I'm playing with my Switch, do that, get the snap going, all that kind of stuff.
I don't know. It's never been a problem with me.
Well, we're adults who really worry about the stuff that we pay hundreds of dollars for. So it's a little different than like a 5-year-old kid who has no concept of money or value of things. So it's probably for that.
They're gonna learn today.
Oh
shit!
Yeah, I'm not buying another one. You gotta deal with that. All right, moving on. So IO Interactive's back in the news. So IO Interactive recently, it was seen that they were being, I can't remember if the term was discontinued. They weren't going to be working with Square Enix anymore. Square Enix was withdrawing from working with them. But it's official now that IO Interactive is officially an independent studio. But not only that, they get to keep all the rights to the Hitman IP.
Ooh. Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Yeah, very unprecedented. But yeah, it looks like they'll still be working on Hitman going forward. And I guess gotta say, this is such a rare story in games.
There is hope in this world.
Usually publishers hold on to property like their fucking limbs.
Like this money right here, I'm keeping this money.
Yeah,
this is my money.
It's made money. And they never let it go, but that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the CEO of IO Interactive, Hakan Abrak, has come out and said that they're just going to keep working on Hitman games. Maybe there's hints of a season 2. So maybe there would be more Hitman coming soon.
I would hope so. My only concern is that they had to let go a bunch of people a few weeks ago because they had, lost some funding, I guess, from the whole Square Enix thing. But I don't think it's in this story, but the tutorial mission for Hitman 2016 is now free. I think everywhere it's available. So if you haven't played Hitman, play that shit because it is fucking good.
I've still been meaning to play that.
Yeah. Also, I have to say, this is not really in our news. I don't think even you have it listed, Alex, but there's a big sale going on PlayStation this week.
Yeah. I think they're gonna be sales like pretty much on all the platforms, on Steam and PC and Xbox.
Yeah, but specifically, so I know for PlayStation, if you have a PlayStation Plus, you can get up to 80% off of certain games, and you can get the whole Hitman season pass for $23.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I already have it on PC. I might buy it again on PS4.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so people get on it. It's out there. I'm thinking about it. I've heard
it's so good. Just get that tutorial mission.
Okay,
you get to play around.
I just got a question. The season pass basically comes with everything, like everything.
Yeah, like all the stages and all that. Yeah,
just not the game itself, or is that the game itself? Like, is that a part of the game itself? Is like digital only?
I believe you can get the episodes piecemeal, and each episode is like a stage in itself, and there's a whole bunch of like different different scenarios per stage. So even if you just get one stage, you're getting a lot of content right there. But yeah, I think that's how they did it. They can you could break it up if you wanted to just buying like one episode at a time, but you would just get access to that one stage.
Okay. So
if you get the season pass, you get all the stages.
Okay, so yeah, that was just basically my question. Like, I wasn't sure if there was like a physical copy that you had to buy, and then you can buy the season pass to attach to it, kind of like a la Street Fighter V or any other game that uses the season pass.
At the end of last year, actually, they did come out with, after the season was done, they did come out with a physical version, which I think includes everything. Okay.
So the season pass is basically the entire game.
Yeah,
itself.
Because it was it was released episodically, like over a period of months.
Cool. That does sound like a good deal then.
Yep. But yeah, I'm so happy. There's a ray of sunlight of hope for Hitman, because man, that game was so good.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see if they continue with Hitman and even what they could do with another IP if they so choose to. Yeah, because it seems like Hitman seems to be a solid game, and a bunch of fans are always clamoring about it. Alex, you never stop talking once you get a chance to do it. So
yes, just give me an opportunity.
Okay. All right, and the last news item of the week, Atari is coming back.
Huh?
I'll say that again.
Now, when you say Atari, what?
Yeah,
do you mean?
So Atari, which, as we would know, is most famous for the Atari 2600 being the first home video game console. There's been a statement from the CEO.
What about the Jaguar?
It's about ColecoVision and the Magnavox Odyssey.
Hey, they've done other things after that. They made Dragon Ball Z games for a while. They published them. That's a real thing.
Yeah,
yeah, that is a real thing.
Kinda.
Awful.
Hey, don't.
Awful.
Anyway.
Budokai 3 is all right, man.
Hey.
Shut up.
What are you gonna say about Budokai 3, Frank? What are you gonna say about Budokai 3?
Budokai 3 was really good. Budokai 3 is probably one of the best entries so far, until a soon to be very well known fighting game that's coming.
Yeah, Budokai 3 doesn't even exist to me anymore. It's dead. I don't need it. It's fine.
Wow.
My life has changed.
Yeah.
So, the CEO of Atari, which is somehow a thing, has come out in an interview. It said that Atari is working on a new game console. Yeah.
Okay. So not only is Atari back, but they are back in the hardware business.
They're back full force.
They're coming back, and there's not a lot to be said yet, but there's a brief little video which just shows you the Atari logo. It's like, oh, hey guys, what's up? We're still alive. And they're teasing a device called the Atari Box.
Oh my God.
Which is a, in quote, brand new Atari product years in the making, which doesn't say a lot. Mm-hmm. But apparently it's going to...
Years can mean anything over 1 year. Like 1 year and a day. That's years.
It could be sketches in a paper. It's not a lot. But the little preview shows you that it's going to probably be... It seems to be based on the framework of the 2600, like with the wood frame outside of it. And it says to be based off of PC technology, which I just need to add. All consoles are kind of based off of PC technology, but I'm going to leave that alone. I guess the assumption...
Nowadays they are.
Yes, nowadays. I assume the assumption that they want something closer to a Steam box, maybe. But it's really hard to say because this thing isn't even real.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this. Because this is the strangest thing I thought I'd be reading today. And
this is super weird. And I know we're laughing just because it sounds so absurd, but people had similar reactions when Sony announced that they were going to make consoles, and when Microsoft said that they were going to make consoles.
True. Now look at us today. This is true.
Uh-huh.
Well,
So I'm still very curious about what the hell this is going to, I guess, produce. Like, is this going to compete with the Xbox One or the PS4, or is it just going to be something else? I maybe like an NES Classic thing. I want to know more. And it's weird that they're bringing back like the wood paneling and stuff too. That they focus on the trailer on the I guess the tease of the hardware.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's certainly bold.
Yeah, I don't know what the Atari diehards are saying about this. I mean, maybe I know some of them, dealing with sciatica, dusting off the arthritis to pick up the remote, change the channel because Atari news is crazy. But just from a visual standpoint, I know that Atari is Atari. It's legendary. But you can get a lot of those games for free now, or better versions of them at built with a higher quality. So I don't know if these are Atari remakes or they're doing something completely different.
Maybe they're straight up competing with the other consoles. Like, that would be insane.
I mean, look, we're in a world we're talking about Atari in 2017. That's happening. Yeah. This is really happening.
I mean, they're making kind of savvy moves because they I think another thing that they're making money on is they licensed the logo for the new Blade Runner movie.
Oh wow! Shit. Oh
yeah. So I don't know. Things are happening in the world of Atari. I would love to see more.
Yeah.
I want to know what this thing is and what their plan is, and are they actually insane?
Yeah, I'm really happy for the former Infogrames people to really get their money going and, shill out some BS to trick everyone again.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Never say never.
Well,
stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I can't wait to get cheated. Okay, we have to wait and see. It's too early to say, but we'll know eventually. We might not ever know. I can't even say that this time. This thing might never come out. But hey, I am curious, and I got to say that I may not actually want to play it, but I want to know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And with that, we're done with this week's headlines.
Nice. So we are going to move into new and upcoming releases, and Alex is going to take us through that. So go ahead.
All right. So we've been neglecting this part of the show for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play a little bit of catch up, but I'm also not going to go over every single release over the past 3 weeks or so. So this is going to be like the greatest hits from the past couple weeks, starting with the week of June 6th. Somehow I still have not bought this game, but out already is Wipeout Omega Collection for the PlayStation 4. Oh my, I just found out that there's a physical version of this game, and I might have to prioritize that over the digital.
Get it.
So
come on.
Is that all the Wipeouts?
No.
Well, it's the Wipeout HD edition that came out for PS3, which was basically just a combination of tracks and craft from the PSP games.
Oh, I think, isn't that the one that came out that was offered for free because of the PlayStation blackout?
It might have been. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So it's that combined with tracks and craft from Wipeout 2048, which was the Vita version.
Oh.
So cool. It's like just the HD version plus the Vita stuff, and in 4K. I guess if you have a PS4 Pro.
Cool.
The only thing is that, unlike the PS3 version had like custom soundtracks that you could do with like MP3s that you load onto the console. Obviously, you can't do that on the PS4 unless you do some stuff with Spotify. But the nice thing with the PS3 version is that like the any tracks that you loaded in manually, they were affected in the in-game, because like when you got and you're do a crazy jump, the sound, the actual music will like kind of drop out a little bit, and they do some dynamic stuff with the music as you're playing the game. So
that's cool.
That won't happen if you're using Spotify, but that's the only thing that I would want in that game. But anyway, that's out right now. Wipeout Omega Collection. Also out was Dirt 4 for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And also Telltale's Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Episode 2 Under Pressure for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Then next week of June 13th, The King of Fighters 14 Steam Edition has come out. It's available on PC, as well as ARMS is now available for the Switch. For again, more fighting games. All the fighting games are here.
Yeah.
And then the following week, the week of June 20th, this week, Runbow Pocket Deluxe Edition is out for the 3DS.
Oh, that's cool.
Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood is available now for PlayStation 4 and PC.
Mm-hmm.
A classic, Cave Story Plus, is now available for the Switch. Loco Roco, the PS4 remaster, is now available on PlayStation 4. And Ever Oasis is now out for the 3DS. And then because I promised so long ago, but PlayStation Plus for this month, you only have a couple days left, I think, or 2 weeks, I believe. But in case you missed out, or in case you haven't heard, the PlayStation Plus games for June 2017, if you have a PlayStation Plus subscription, you can grab Killing Floor 2 for the PlayStation 4, Life is Strange, also for PlayStation 4, Abyss Odyssey for the PS3, and WRC 5 World Rally Championship for the PlayStation 3. And then for the pair of Vita games, you can get Neon Chrome, and that is also cross-buy with the PlayStation 4. And also for Vita is Spy Chameleon, which is also available via cross-buy for the PlayStation 4. And that will do it for all our new releases.
Nice. So that will do it for this episode. And before we officially go, we would like you to visit innercitygeeks.com, which is where we are, and where we have a bunch of stuff regarding everything geek. You can also view and or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Good Games. There are older episodes on there. You can listen to us on iTunes as well, where you can leave us a review. It's one of the best things that you can do for us. Let us know what you think of the show. And you can basically listen to us while all podcasts are available to be listened to. And I also want to encourage everyone that if they do go to innercitygeeks.com, there's going to be an Amazon banner on the right-hand side of the page. To click that, it'll take you to Amazon. Buy whatever it is that you want to buy when you're there. And when you do that, a little bit of that will come back towards us, so it can provide more show and more content for you. You can reach us on all of the social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Inner City Geeks. The Twitter for this show is at Good Game Podcast. Because of character limits, we can't fit the S in there, but it's the same. You can email us at goodgamespodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to reach us as individuals on Twitter, Alex, where can everyone reach you?
On Twitter, I'm at AlexNZ.
Khalik, where can everyone reach you?
At Twitter, I'm at Dorset90.
And you can reach me on Twitter at FFM0, FFMXERO. And we also run the Twitter for the show itself, so follow us either way and it's all good. And we're going to say goodbye. And in leaving, as always, we say, good games, everybody.
Good games.
Good games.